Welcome to BP Leadership Podcast, where real leaders are made. I'm your host, Bill Purvis, and today is my fifth and final of my incredible conversation that I've been having with my friend Matt Mock. Matt started a business, an IT company at the age of 18. He's done very well in life. God's blessed him in many ways, and he's the kind of guy with a positive attitude, a great outlook on life, and you're going to enjoy him, I promise you. The enthusiasm he brings is one of those that just peps up anybody's day. Now, he's going to talk today about how to love people throughout life and the increase of his business after he started doing some things right, and the key to having a grateful heart. There's a lot of things we're going to learn about business and technology, so I'm looking forward to this podcast. Let's get started. And better opportunity to respond.
And so many of the, it's funny because, like, I actually, the joke with my friends, I don't necessarily like people, which I know sounds funny because I'm sitting here saying, but I love the idea that I can do what I can, because whether or not I might not be able to communicate very well with that person, but if I can walk them in the door and smile and just say, because I actually love them. I might not want to be your buddy.
That's right.
But I love you and I love your soul, and let's get you in here and get you a seat.
That's right.
You know, because me and you may not hang out tomorrow, but let me introduce you to the greatest thing you've ever met, which is Jesus Christ, and get inside this building. You know, and so it's interesting watching. Because the guys in the parking lot, there's some of those guys you don't want them talking to people.
I know.
You know? And they'll tell you the same thing. They're like, hey, I'm abrasive and I'm not really good with conversation, but they're great at helping people get where they go. And then, of course, it keeps going. So you get in. Also, now you have greeters. Now you have people that are seating. You have amazing offering people.
That's right.
And so I think, like, just if we can show people how much we are loved, right? So
that's right.
And I'll try not to cry, but, you know, there's plenty of times in my life when I've done stupid stuff, made mistakes,
we all have.
done the wrong decision, right? I took the off ramp I shouldn't have, right?
I have.
And so there's all these times, but if we can remember the love that we're given, the constant grace.
That's right.
Constant grace.
Daily.
If we can give a portion of that to the people that come into the building, and not even in this building, at the gas pump.
That's right.
Right? The person taking your order at some restaurant. If we could give them a portion of that, like, then I think that I've done. That is a portion of what I can do.
That's right.
Because if I can show the portion of the type of love that I get from Jesus and the constant grace, then sometimes they look at you and they go, you're different.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are you different?
That's
and why are you caring about me?
Yeah.
And then it kind of opens that door, but it opens the door for people like you. That's why, amen. There is not a day that this church, there is not a service where, and matter of fact, my wife, whether it was reconfession of faith or whether she was the first time, no, it was at a random VIP meeting or something, and you said, you know what? I feel like we need to do the invitation.
How about that?
Right? And so we're going to give you the invitation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what's so funny? I catch myself sometimes. Right? I've been to church for a long time. Right? So sometimes, you know, Brent's up there, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. You know, you find yourself, he did pretty good. He did pretty good. I felt did pretty good. Right. But you're not even thinking about salvation. Right? Yeah. I mean, this week we were doing financial and tithing. Right?
That's right.
That doesn't seem like a place for salvation. But guess what? It happens.
That's right.
It absolutely happens.
It does.
Because God can turn their heart. He don't need you.
That's right.
He needs you to be a vessel and then let him work.
That's right.
You know, and but to get all back around to my core, I just do not want to get to heaven and me have passed an opportunity to do what I can to bring more people with you. I might get in trouble for not doing the scripture very good, right? Because I ought to do a lot of stuff.
That's right.
I'm like I do Proverbs every morning, and I do quiet time, and everything else. But you can see me. I'm kind of a squirrel. I'm everywhere. But but some people they can just blurt out tons of scripture, but I might get in trouble for some things, but it's so funny how when you know.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's how I know that it's like, this is where God's put me.
Exactly.
There is no question.
Yeah.
Zero question whether or not I know that my job is to make sure that more people get to heaven.
Yeah.
Everything else is mute. What I do in this life is mute. It's all mute. Now, what's so funny is how he uses all these positions in your life to do that.
That's right. Yeah.
He
will open those doors and create more opportunities. It's kind of like a guy told me one time, he was a CEO of an insurance company, but he loved God with all of his heart. And his name was Andy. And I said, Andy, it amazes me as to you're on top of the world, and yet your passion is for God. You don't see that much. He said, Bill, my occupation is insurance. My preoccupation is Jesus. And I thought that's a good way to think about it. He's just preoccupied with God. But it is. He opens the doors because he knows sometimes he'll probably give you the most unchurched or lost person as a client.
Yep.
It may help you on helping them with their business world, but primarily God's interested in souls. And he says, I'm going to put Matt in that place so
Absolutely.
that person can get that kind of witness.
A gym where you get beat up multiple times a week.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
not the nicest of people
That's
sometimes, but they know we're different.
That's right.
They know me and some of our friends that go there. We're from this place, this church, and they know that there is something different. And the funny part is that we're just different.
Yeah.
We're different. Because I know, let me be there for 2 or 3 years, and the guy who says that what are you doing talking to some invisible man in the sky? Right. That's my buddy.
That's right.
Because I want to be around a lot, my friend.
That's right.
I love it. I get excited about it. I'm like, awesome. Let me hang out with that guy for a long, long time. You know?
And it's really because, you know what's crazy about it? It's that they can't help it because they just haven't seen. You know, their eyes haven't opened yet. That's why they don't understand the Scripture or see the value in a relationship with God. But you found it. And it's when you know that you know and you say, listen, I don't judge you for not being there. I was once there myself.
That's right.
But if you give me time around you, I know what I believe. So you're not going to change me. But what's going to happen in time, hopefully I will have earned the right to be heard. I did that with some business guys a while back. I spoke to them. They said, well, Bill, what do you want from us? Because they wanted something from me. And I said, I don't want anything right now. I want to earn the right to be heard. And I said, so I don't want you to just take my word now. Wait till I've earned the respect. Once you've said he walks it, he lives it, and all that, then I'll talk to you. And they said, what are you going to talk to us about? And I hadn't told them. I'm going to talk about their soul. But I'm trying to build the relationship. If I can help them with their business, then at the end of the day, hopefully they'll say, okay, he doesn't want anything from me, then he can do that. And that's really what you're doing. It's just witnessing. But the key is, Matt, I think you're on the right priority as far as that being number one. Jesus did that at the woman at the well. After he led her to faith, he turned around and said, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Because they said, aren't you hungry? And he said, my soul's full. I just led this lady to the Father. So I'm more fulfilled than I would be with a sandwich. And that's what you're fulfilled when you're helping somebody to find God. So
and I have to tell myself often, it might not be the place where we think that we're helping, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you don't realize. I get up work is work.
Yes.
You know, I mean, sometimes you're on the way to work and I don't want to go to work. As blessed as I am,
that's why they call it
doesn't matter.
work.
It's work, right?
That's right.
And so, but matter of fact, in the past year or so, I had kind of sometimes God just shakes you for a second.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of the things like, hey, you're not in this facility to show off. You're in this facility to make relationships.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
You go in there, you talk to people. And because even while you're working, you're building these relationships, and you have no idea what these relationships are going to hold, right? Some of these people, they've never seen Jesus, and you're the Jesus they're going to see. So you better go in there and act right and enjoy your work.
Yeah.
But know that you're not there to promote yourself. You're there to do a good job and have a good attitude, because that's what's going to make the difference.
That's
and how many times have we gotten a contract because that guy's smarter and cheaper, but they chose me because, I don't know, you know, maybe I was more. Maybe it was they saw something different. You know? There was an actual legitimate care for what was going on for the person, for the whatever. You know, and that happens. I have to check myself. You know, because it's work. It's work. That's right. You know,
it comes down to that thing we said about it. People may not always remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And when you leave, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 years, they'll always remember, when I was with that person, did I feel better? Did I feel worse? Did I feel judged? Did I feel encouraged? They'll remember how you made them feel, and that's the part you want to have in the back of your mind. My end goal is when I leave, even if we disagree, even if we don't do business together, even if we don't have the same values, at least they'll know I treated them with great respect and I cared about them. And
that would be a goal, for sure.
Yeah, and it makes it a lot better. That way you don't have to give up. Sometimes you can say, I'm sorry, I'd love to do your business. I can't do it. It's not for me, whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you something. I want to help you to get doing right. That at least they feel that you're honest and you're trustworthy. And that opens that door and keeps it going.
Yeah, it's funny because we because my business, I tell people I wake up every day unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay, effectively that's what we do. We wake up every day unemployed, and we assume there's going to be work to be had.
Right.
But I was brought up in a home that a home with pretty strong faith. Like, don't, like my mother. I mean, here's the spaghetti can. Go have fun at school. Whatever. Like, like she just let me kind of start a business.
That's right.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And whether it was not that she knew, look, God is in control of this.
Yes.
And so that business is the same way. It's one of them things where sometimes, I whatever the business turn it takes.
Right.
Me and my wife know that the business is God's business.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Sometimes I get credit, which is very, that could be a problem. Right. Like, you better stay humble.
That's right.
Because let me tell you something, you want to get on your high horse.
Right.
And that can be a problem.
That's
quick.
Right. Yeah.
And so the business is it's his.
Yeah.
I'm a representative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And God bless that we've gotten this way, because, some of the guys that work for me, they're as far from God as you can get.
Yeah.
So I'm working beside people on a daily basis, and it's hilarious because it's like water off my back. Like, they know. They know I know.
Right.
And it bothers them because they want me just to come at them with brimstone, and they want me. And it's like, no, because I watch, whether it takes 5 years or 20 years, you're going to see the same gentleman.
Yes.
And they're going to see the same guy. And no matter what jokes you want to throw, right? What little hee-haw you want to have. Hey, man, I love you. Let's keep on moving along. Let's keep on moving. And so there's a big piece knowing that I've kind of handed that bit over to God. Matter of fact, and I know that we're running long for sure, but so tithing, it was probably, I'm going to say this incorrectly, 2 to maybe 3 years ago.
Right.
So the business, we were doing pretty well. And we had decided, I said, look, let's start tithing on the business. I think it was actually kind of a discussion that maybe you had. And so, and tithing on the business is obviously fairly difficult because of expenditures and all these things. You have to have a really good books, which we do, but they get cleaner every day, right? But you have to really know what's going on to make sure that you're tithing appropriately. So there was always, and as your business grows, some things you're trying to keep up with.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep up with the booking and all that stuff. So finally we get to the point, I'm like, we really need to do this. Me and actually, I believe it was my wife. My wife said, we need to get this going.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. So my business had hovered for 3 years at the same yearly rate, or the same. So at the end of the year,
level.
right, same amount. Matter of fact, it was probably for 3 years within $5,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the end of 2019, it's 2020. Holy crap! At the end of 2019, we were up 18%.
How about that?
That's crazy.
Yes.
Here's the funny part. We laugh all the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't like you picked up any big new clients. Or,
no. What's so crazy is that my wife, there was a decision that was made, and she felt she needed to leave work.
Right.
And and obviously the wife, of course, I've been self-employed, but now the business is bigger than it was. But, you always feel like that's your safety net, right?
Right.
Like,
you got to fall back,
Yeah, which, reality, my wife says I'm a famine mentality.
Yeah.
Like, I think that everything's going away, and she's just like, whatever. Yeah. There's more work, you're fine. So, but she had decided she probably wanted to quit, and I was like, "Look, okay, well, we'll figure this out. I believe I should be the provider, and let's just work it out. We might need to change a few things here or there." And so, she, I said, but she started praying about it. She really felt like it was it. And I said, "Okay, well, I had a contract opportunity. I was actually putting in a bid, and I remember for some reason God said, I want you to bid her her salary."
Right.
And I was like, "Man, this is way too much."
Yeah.
Like, I remember thinking, "They ain't signing this, brother."
Right.
So I said, "Look, Megan, we need to make a deal."
Right.
Okay. I know you're worried about the income, but I know God's telling you to do this.
Right.
I'm about to put in this bid. Okay. This bid is for your yearly salary.
Right.
It's over the course of 12 months.
Right.
If they sign this, because it's a little high, if they sign this is God telling you better leave.
Right.
But here's the deal. You better leave.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want to do is see provisions like that, and then you think it's not like, no. We prayed over this.
That's right.
You better, because I do not like going against God.
Right.
So it's like, if He provides this, you better quit, because I don't want to see what happens on the other side.
Right.
So we sent in the bid, and this was right about the time. It was a 12-month bid. They came back and said, we don't want to sign it. We want to do the same amount in 4 months.
How about that?
I literally was like, you better quit. You better quit.
Yeah.
Please quit.
Yes.
We had provisions in 4 months that she needed.
That took care of that.
And it's like, and that's the kind of thing where, the decisions you make.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Andy Stanley has a great sermon on decisions. Every one of these is sending you down this path.
Yeah.
And so whether a decision I made 10 years ago got me to there,
that's right.
I can't calculate that.
That's right.
But God can.
Yes.
He can calculate some amazing things.
That's right.
So even when sometimes you're in a valley, there's typically a mountaintop coming.
Yeah.
You know, and so me and Megan laugh. We're in a mountaintop season.
Yeah.
You know, we know there's probably a valley coming, but you know, we tell people. We were talking to a friend of mine. I said, "Look, we're in a mountaintop," and so the only thing that me and Megan can really come to terms with is why sometimes in a mountaintop as Christians we just look around.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
But there's people in the valley.
Yes, that's
Look
right.
down in that valley.
Right.
Can you give them a little up and up? Can you give them a reference? Can you get use that time in the mountaintop to pull people from the valley?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Because you may be in the valley soon.
That's right.
And they may be on the mountaintop.
That's right. That's a good way to put it, though.
So with tithing works, all this stuff works, and it's been a ride.
Yeah, that's the part, Matt. I love it. That one is I've watched you all these years, and then I see your faith now, and I see you're an outstanding father and a husband and friend and dedicated servant. I mean, in the church right here, the fact is there's so much ministry you do that not everybody knows or is aware of. But I promise you, you're making a difference. And I look at your life and say, good night. It's to me in your life, it's just the first quarter. And I'm saying, man, you're tracking very well in the first quarter. So that means it's going to be much better. I believe God is more interested in our heart than anything else. I think God can take a heart and he can beat talent every day of the week. He can beat opportunities others have. He can beat background. The heart is the key. And I think as long as the heart's in the right spot, the future's bright. And so I know you're on that track.
I feel like every person I've met that I've been like, I want to resemble some of his characteristics is humility.
Yeah.
You are the most humble person.
I don't.
Scott, we both know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The most humble individual. Yeah. Right. There's these people that are put in my life, and it's like they're where they're at because they're consistently humble.
Well, we know
humility is hard too.
Yeah. Well, I said this before. I think they put this on the front page of the paper one day, this article, but they did on me. But I said it. I'm not impressed with me because I know me too well.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
When you know yourself,
that's
if they give you too many accolades, you want to think, you mean that guy? But the truth is the older you get and the more grateful you are, I think the more that God blesses your life. And I think that's the one thing you always want to have. You want to have gratitude. I love how you go back and look at the history of where your mother was, your upbringing, your faith, all those little things. Fact is when you can always remember that and even appreciate that and be grateful. I know a lot of people that are afraid to even go back to the past. They'll say, well, I don't want to look back and I want to make everything rose colored. Fact is that we all have our own story and God made that story the way it is. And I just love the fact that you've got the right heart. You got the tools, the skills, the gifts. God's got a plan for your life, Matt. I believe that your future is going to be much brighter. You're going to help more people than you think. People that care about souls, God has a way of blessing them much beyond their own belief or imagination or more than others. It's just something about you do the one thing that God cares about the most and what's most important to him. I think he opens the heaven for you. So
I will keep on that path as best I can.
You can do it.
It's a daily.
I know, but you can do it. Matt, I've enjoyed being with you today.
Awesome.
The time has flown by.
That's right. Yeah. Did we do pretty good? Oh, we did pretty good. Look at that.
All right.
Yeah, maybe I'm your longest podcast. You did know that if you brought me on, you're not going to be out of words.
Here's what we do, man. It's great. They'll make 3 or 4 out of it. See, what they'll do is they'll cut. I said, I want you to cut it off right at the top of the peak and then say, for the rest of the continuation. So we're trying to tease them along and beat them. So that's our hope.
Well, I appreciate you. Love you. Love your family.
I love you,
love
Matt.
the church.
I do. I love you. I'm grateful to you, buddy. You make a big difference around here. So appreciate you.
Awesome.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. That is the 5th and final part of Bill's conversation with Matt Mock. And this Thursday, you do not want to miss a leadership lesson that we are airing from Bill called The Secret to Leading Leaders. Amazing content you don't want to miss. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe if you have not already. Subscribe to this channel if you're watching on YouTube and hit the bell, or subscribe to whatever podcast platform you may be listening on so that you can get notified when these episodes air. It's completely free. Just make sure that you subscribe. Also, make sure you check us out on our new and improved website, bpleadership.com. That is where we have hundreds of leadership lessons that Bill has done, very in-depth, in-detailed, amazing leadership content that Bill's done in almost 20 years, all loaded to our members. It's only $9.99 a month. That's it. You get unlimited resources on leadership content. So make sure you check it out at bpleadership.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all Thursday, and remember that this is where real leaders are made.